welcome to the show where we move heaven and earth and some very hefty letters and numbers to create a challenging night of gameplay for you to enjoy. And helping with the heavy lifting tonight are the strong equations of Lily Serna.
Hey, Richard.
So, Lily, are there particular types of equations you find difficult?
Well, like a lot of things in maths, it's often about pattern recognition. So, take the 75 times table, for example. You may recognise that there is a bit of a pattern with the blocks of 300. So, for example, 4 by 75 is
300.
8 by 75 is
600.
And then 12 by 75 is
900.
So 300, 300, 300, and then 4, 4, 4 between 4, 8, and 12. So once you've learnt that, you don't actually have to work it out each time.
That is the way to do it. Welcome, Lily.
Thank you.
And the powerful words of David Astle.
Hi, Richard. Thank you.
Did you come across some powerful words over the weekend?
I saw some very strange rebranding over the weekend, in fact. There's a group in Canberra called Standards Australia. It's a non-government organisation that is very keen to sort of wave a yardstick over new land developments and create a uniformity with street names. For example, this group objects to an avenue not having trees, or a crest not being on a ridge, or a crescent not being crescent-shaped.
Right, so they actually want them to reflect what they really are, so you don't have, Vista Crescent on a straight road down in a valley.
That's exactly right. It should be a chase in a valley, but the thankful news is that this is not a retroactive legislation. I could just imagine the nightmare that would create in every street directory.
There will be a lot of street changes. Welcome, David.
Thank you.
And hoping for a very strong presence in the game tonight, our two new contestants, starting with our first challenger, retired school teacher Anne Russell. Hello, Anne.
Hello.
Now, you have the slightly unusual, for most people, situation of having to actually look after two households and living your life in two houses.
Well, exactly, and we would call it an absolute privilege. What happened was before we got retired, we bought a country house down at Madson's Beach, which is right near the McLaren Vale wine area. And when we retired, we couldn't decide which house we preferred, so we actually live in both houses. So we have a long weekend down the coast, and we have a short week in the city where we see our family and go to the dentist and things like that.
Wow, so 4 days in one house and then 3 days in another?
Or 3.5, we like to say, yes.
Keep it nice and even.
Yes.
Well, we'll try and keep it even tonight. Welcome, Anne.
Thank you.
And challenging Anne is a data analyst, Mark Listener. Hello, Mark.
Hello, Richard.
Now, speaking of houses, but this was a very big one. You had a very romantic moment near a very special castle.
Yes, I proposed to my fiancée at Neuschwanstein Castle in Germany.
Is that the almost fairy tale looking castle in Bavaria?
Yes, it is, and it's what inspired the Disney castle.
And so why did you decide that that's where you wanted to pop the question?
It was a magical castle, and I'd learnt about it at school. And so when we were in Germany, I decided that was the place I wanted to propose.
Oh, the answer was yes?
Yes, it was.
Excellent. Well, good luck tonight as well. So please welcome both of them, Anne Russell and Mark Listener. And we kick off proceedings with the letters game, where our contestants make the longest word that they possibly can from the selected letters using each only once. And Anne, you get to choose first.
I'll have a consonant first, please.
I can help you with that. M.
And then another one.
L.
Now a vowel.
E.
Another consonant.
C.
And another one.
T.
Vowel.
I.
Vowel.
E.
Consonant.
C.
Ooh, and another consonant, thanks.
And last letter, R.
And first clock of the week. How did you go with those first letters, Anne?
A doubtful 6.
A doubtful 6?
Yes.
Okay. Mark?
I have a 5.
Let's begin with your 5.
Crime.
Okay, now let's go to that doubtful 6, Anne.
Rectile.
Could you spell that, please?
R-E-C-T-I-L-E.
Well, it's 7 anyway, so I'm going to have to say no.
Oh, cheers.
But getting back to crime pays for 5. Well played. Did you notice, Richard, after talking about streets, that there's almost Elm Court in the first 5 letters? There's also Circle, another street name, and Circlet for 7, but even better is Electric for 8.
Oh, very nice. Good finding, David. Bad luck to Anne, unfortunately, but 5 points for Mark. Let's have some more letters, this time from you, Mark.
Can I start with a consonant, please?
Sure. Let's start with N.
And another consonant?
T.
And a third consonant?
N.
And a vowel?
O.
And another vowel?
U.
And a consonant?
T.
And another consonant?
S.
And another consonant?
H.
And a final vowel?
And last letter A.
30 seconds. How many that time, Mark?
Over 6.
And Anne?
6.
Let's start with yours, Anne.
Haunts.
And what about you, Mark?
I also have haunts.
Would you verify, please? We have a haunting over here, David.
We've gone from Elm Court to Elm Street, Richard. Very good. Good 6s. Now, I actually thought outspan was a word. I would have actually volunteered it were I a contestant, but it is not listed, outspan. So upshot is the result of that, and upshot is the 6 I will offer.
Well done, David. And 6 also for Anne and Mark. Numbers number 1 for the week coming up now. And Anne, Lily was talking about a 75 times table a little bit earlier. Do you know yours off by heart?
Yes, I do.
You do?
Yes.
Excellent work. Well, you'll be a friend of Lily's. What numbers would you like?
Well, I'm going to pick what we call at home the washing line mix, which is all the smalls.
All the small letters.
That's it's kind of a more polite version than the Rat Pack, isn't it?
Yeah, I like it. 6 small numbers. All right.
Peg up those smalls.
I'm picking up those smalls. 6, 8, 2, and 7, 5, 6. And the target number is 947.
Oh, tough mix to start. Well, Anne, you didn't need to know your 75 times tables with all those smalls. It was a pretty wild choice to start the week. How did you go?
No good.
No good at all,
No
outside the scoring range. Okay, Mark?
I've got nothing either.
Nothing either. Lily, you are staring at that washing line with those smalls hanging there, and you are thinking, I don't like this Monday night.
No, look, maybe we should have just put them in the dryer.
I'll tell you what, have a think over the break, just in case there's a solution.
Yeah.
And if there is one, we'll come back to you afterwards. But,
sure.
Whoa, what a tough way to start. So no extra score for Anne or Mark with those numbers. That means Anne is on 6, Mark is on 11 as we head for our first break and your first word mix for this week.